Yo, what is up, guys? We are on episode 26 of the Sunflounder Chronicles, not an official Lorcana podcast. I am Brohammington. Joined with me, as always, is my co host,
Amadeus
uh,
coming at you. What's up? What's up?
Amadeus. What's going on, dude? How are you?
Amadeus. Not much. Before we get too far into it,
Yeah.
can you turn on your stream for me real quick?
Oh, yeah, sure. Uh,
All right, guys. We got some set nine tournaments happening. Um,
dude, we got a lot
we
of.
got our
Oh, I
got
don't
our
think that was the
uh,
right one.
got our quote unquote meta set. If you believe in that,
Do we? Is it really a meta set though? You know what I mean?
I don't. I don't know. I don't know. Do you want to play a game of rock paper scissors? Supposedly.
All right. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess you're kind of. I guess it's like kind of there, right? We have amethyst, amethyst sapphire. We have amethyst steel, and we have amber steel, right? Are kind of like the three decks that we seen like last weekend. I don't know how prevalent like amber steel was compared to blurple and amethyst steel. Looking at
Yeah, I think I looked at a lot of. It was about it'd be about seven uh in the top eight that weren't amber steel, at least from what I saw on most of them, and then one that was amber steel. And
right.
your top seven or some variation of the seven was four blurple, three purple steel, or vice versa. So
Yeah,
the tournament report, it was pretty. Amber Steel did make it. It did have a showing, but it wasn't as prevalent as the other two meta monsters.
meta monsters.
Oh yeah, that's what
So
I
when
was
you
calling
when
them.
you refer to meta monsters, are you referring to? I'm assuming blurple and amethyst steel.
Yeah, those would be the two. And also, when I say meta monster, not necessarily you know what the best deck in the format is. So don't take it that way by any means. Just what is being represented the most.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like that's definitely. That's actually a really good note. Is like, okay, I am not gonna tell people that like blurple is the strongest deck in the format. I will say that blurple is a very good deck, and was a
Hmm.
very good day one deck pick. That's what I'll say. Because in my opinion on the meta, Amethyst Steel and Amethyst Sapphire were the two least affected decks by rotation, which would make them the probably the best deck picks for day one when going to a competitive event.
Yeah, yeah, those, and I don't know if you had Amber Emerald in there, but I don't think. I mean, they lost Chernobog, but I'd say that's up there as well.
Oh
But
yeah.
agreed, yeah, going to a day one pick, that's where you want to
Yeah, so I mean like
be.
and now that we're like 2 weeks into, or maybe not 2 weeks, not quite 2 weeks into release, we're like maybe like a week into release. I think that this weekend we'll see a lot more like innovation on newer stuff. We'll
Mhm.
we'll still see what we call the trifecta meta, which would be Amber Steel, Amethyst Steel, and Amethyst Sapphire. We're still
Mhm.
gonna see those three decks a lot, but I don't know, or I can't say for certain how dominant they're actually gonna be.
Yeah, I think people now they've had some time to kind of see what the meta is and see what those lists are, and you'll definitely have some rogue lists
Right.
that will be targeted to beat at least one of those, beat one, and like how other people have said, 50-50 with the other part of their rock paper scissors matchup.
Right. I mean, like we see a lot of people on a whole bunch of different social media pages. We see them innovating on Ruby Steel songs, which could
Hmm.
potentially be the new Steel song deck. It's gonna take a minute to figure that out. Um, we're gonna see a variation where I believe we'll see variations of Amber Sapphire to like Amber Sapphire aggro. I believe that we'll see variations of Emerald Steel. I know that these are decks that people are just innovating on. They didn't want to take him to the day one tournament because like even though it felt good, it needs refining, right?
Yeah, 100%. They didn't fully believe.
Plus, like if product's scarce, if there's not a lot of product and you can't get a lot of cards that you're needing for your newer decks, then you're not gonna play a partial list. You're gonna go with okay, I only need 4 copies of this one card,
Yeah,
or something along those lines, right?
yeah. And I know that's been brought up before, especially with being told was it? I mean, 2 weeks or a week and a half before release, hey, allocations are going to be a little bit short. That definitely played a factor into deck choices a little bit. So
Right. Key Whisk here in the chat. Everyone is obsessed with Dumbo. I very much agree with that. There is a lot of hype around Dumbo. Dumbo is a very good card. I'm very much waiting for people to start brewing the mid-range list with smashes.
yeah,
Because
so I
I mean that's a
finally got my playsets of Dumbo and paper, so I threw them in the purple steel deck last night, and man, did they feel good. Let me tell you that. I also got exotic in the chat. That's Scott. He says "Ba-la-la-la-la." So that was for him.
right on. The yeah. So there's a lot.
$70 on the Dumbo. I think it's actually up more now. I believe, I mean, not crazy amount, but I believe it's 75 on the regular and 82 or 86 on the cold foil. It might be the first normal card to hit $90.
Yeah, right. And then everybody's chasing those enchanted Dumbos. You know that. Those are
Almost everybody. No, I'm
yeah,
just kidding. I'm
right.
just playing with you.
Yeah, but I mean like with the Dumbo cards and everything, like Dumbo's a very good card. The I don't know. I don't know that it's I don't know about it. Like I'm waiting to see the mid-range lists. Like I think that Emerald Steel's in a pretty good spot for the meta. It just needs a little bit more innovation on it, and I think it'll be just about there. I don't know that it goes the discard route. Like some discards probably fine to disrupt your opponent's hand a little bit and make them like think a little bit more. But I do believe, and I have hope that deck innovators out there everywhere will solve the Dumbo crisis this weekend.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it floating around on some of the socials. Have you seen the mitigation matrix?
No.
Okay, so what the mitigation matrix is essentially they take a card that everybody is, oh, this is very problematic. This is very problematic. This is going to shape the meta, and they kind of just shoot down all those allegations.
Right.
So the one for Dumbo came out today, and it was I think there were only 3 color combos that I've never seen played in a tournament
Uh huh.
that didn't have at least a 1 or 2 card efficient answer.
Okay.
So I mean, steel, any combination of playing steel, right? So there's what six? What is that? 6 color combinations right there that you pair anything with. You have smash. You have strength. Um, there was uh, many options. There was a snake in yellow green that lowered them down. That then you were able to banish them. There was mosquito by Prince Philip, and I mean some of these like may not be the most efficient way, but it's the most efficient thing that those color combos have to answer it.
Right.
And I would say there were at least 4 or 5 color combinations that did have a fairly efficient way to answer it.
Right.
They've done a mitigation matrix on Rhino to show, I mean, some of the combos you might not ever think about, but Rhino, Hades, all these things, and they just show you the ways that you can build your deck around to have an answer for those cards. So Dumbo was actually one that I was like, oh, there's a fair amount of ways to answer this card. I'm surprised it's holding value that high.
I mean, like, so so one of the things is like I don't so product distribution was like kind of low. So I mean like that plays a factor into it. So
Mhm.
when there's not a lot of product on the market, then the more sought after cards will be higher in price.
Yeah,
So
very true. I guess so. It's not very saturated, essentially.
right. So I mean like and Dumbo is probably one of the most playable cards out of Fabled. So if you
Yeah, very true.
and there's rumors, I don't know how true it is. I know that in two cases I've only pulled two Dumbos.
Hmm.
Yeah, see Key Whisk opened one full case, got one Dumbo. So I mean, the rarity of Dumbos there, it seems like from my personal experience, like one Dumbo per case isn't very good.
Yeah, and I will say I can agree with the general experience. It may have not have been my experience, but I know watching some pro players podcasts this weekend, they said they opened 500 packs and either got 7 or 9 of them.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I could see and I can see how that's the experience for a lot of people. Super unfortunate.
Right. So I mean so I don't know. Dumbo's one of those cards that he's flying around out there. He's a little evasive, you know? So I mean
And I guess that's something that I didn't necessarily think about, like especially with the new steel Lilo. I was like, why is this super rare $15? Like I understand occasionally things fluctuate, but I didn't think it was gonna be a $15 card. Definitely makes sense with the market not being saturated with
right.
them that it will be a $7 or $8 card once they're on the market. So that's a very fair point.
Right. Yeah, and Key Whisk again, JDZ opened two cases on stream and got two Dumbos. So I mean similar
Mm.
experience to mine. So I mean the amount of product that was available and the amount of Dumbos that were opened doesn't seem like very much. So, I mean, that also plays a part into why Dumbo is $70 because it is the most sought after legendary, and it's also few and far between. It seems like.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially with some of these big tournaments come up, what is it, CC or SSG, CCS, Ink,
That's
PPG. I guess actually let's work big to small. So let's start PPG Denver. I heard somebody on the podcast isn't going to be playing during the first round. Maybe you can tell me a little bit about that.
oh right. Yeah, I got a round one bye this
Ooh.
past weekend when I was in I went to a win a buy for PPG Denver, and me and Gabe Golfer were in the finals together. Shout out to teammate Gabe Golfer from the Sunflounder Illumineers. We were in the finals together. He was playing Blurple. I was playing a iteration of Blue Green. And yeah, we did well. We did well. So
Heck yeah. And two qualifying spots. So you guys both got the bye.
right now, granted, his Blurple list wasn't optimized because we only have two Dumbos.
Mm.
But I mean, nonetheless, we went to game 3 and it was a grind fest. And he ended up dropping. I think he ended up dropping two big Elsas on me at the end of the game, and Big Elsa is a nightmare.
Yeah,
It's just so tempo swingy, man. It's crazy.
It
So
used to
it's
not be a problem, but
right.
now it definitely feels pressing.
Hey, it's a good card. It's
It's a great card.
yeah, it's a very good card. Yeah, so it's pretty good. So we're gonna jump over to this. Speaking of Blurple, I do have a deck list here. This is from the Southside Gaming. Second. This is the second place list from Southside Gaming that happened this past weekend. Um, what do you think of this list?
Mm. I was looking it over. It almost seems. I mean, there's a few different cards in here, but
Uh huh.
it seems like the one that I've tested against you, especially with the one drop basil. Um, I'm not sure what the first card is in the second row.
First card in the second row. That looks like a Rafiki.
Yeah, it does look like some type of Rafiki. Okay.
Here, let me see
You
if
got
I can. Let me
Donald.
make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, that's the one
Maybe.
for Rafiki. I believe it has Rush.
Oh, okay. And the turn you play it, it gets a bunch of challenger. Okay, yeah, I've seen that one before. Not bad. Okay. Yeah, I can see it handling aggro, and I mean, you got your Elsas, you got your Hades,
Yeah.
you have plenty of ramp. Uh, I mean, as the local Blurple pro, what do you think about this? Let's tell me what you're seeing here.
All right. So the things that I see right off the bat is Dumbo. So okay, so a couple different things here. Like
For Dumbo,
so a couple
you'll
different
see that a lot if you look at deck lists.
yes, anything from now moving forward, you will probably see a lot of the evasive flying elephant. So one of the things that I do notice is I notice the basil and the Madam M elephant. Those are like the two that are like kind of worth a lot of recognition to start the early game. Uh, turn one basil into a turn two Tipo. Like turn three, your Tipo gets to challenge a one drop probably. Maybe it even lives if it's a Diablo or an opposing Royal Guard or something along those lines.
Yeah, a Royal Guard, a Captain Hook. I mean, all
Right.
these things that are seeing play.
Right. So I mean, like, if somebody like I'm not gonna say misplays, but if somebody has a strategic plan to do something with a one drop, and your Basil can quest for one, give your Tipo support challenge, and then you can bounce your Tipo with your elephant, like that is extremely strong. Um, but an elephant being a force or a 3/7 is so hard to get rid of. It's just is one of the hardest characters in the game right now to deal with because it self heals, it has a big body, and it can take out your lower drop or your lower strength characters. Um,
Yeah, I mean, Elephant with a Hypnotic Strength. What is it not clearing right now
right,
besides something evasive in the format? And I mean, you see here they got one copy of Magic Feather. It's almost like they thought about it before I did. So
right, yeah. So
I also, this is the Ursula that you exert something and sing a song for free, right? With its
yes.
cost.
So
I like
right.
this card. I mean, exerting a 5 drop and playing Finders Keepers for free, that seems
I
insanely
believe
good.
I believe the Ursula has to be a song.
Oh, okay. So I'm okay. So it's looking for Into the Unknown here, essentially
Right.
free Into the Unknowns. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like, also, I think it might be there for the okay. I'm just gonna play a free Into the Unknown. It's also there, just be like, hey, I'm gonna exert that.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Well, I
like,
mean, I like it. The idea of playing it with Into the Unknown, it does use a little bit more resources, but
right?
it's almost like having a Hades on 5. So,
Yeah, I mean, like that's a way to look at it. There's
you know,
and yeah, I really like the look of this list. It looks extremely consistent. Exotic says, "Did you all see that second place green yellow dogs under the sea list?"
almost,
I have not seen that. I have only looked at the Southside Gaming deck lists. If you have a deck list, if you have it, if you could DM it to me, that would be amazing. Oh boy. But yeah, so I mean, like, I think that moving forward, I think that this is probably very similar to what the stock Blurple list is going to look like. Um, yeah, I mean, Genies, Elsas, and Dumbos are enough reason to just play Blurple in itself.
hmm Well, I mean, just attaching, like you said, attaching a Magic Feather to something and, tapping it to draw a card and gain a lore.
Right.
I mean, Elephant, that doesn't seem like a bad play one bit.
Right.
You
I
know, you're
if you put the magic feather on the elephant, it's gonna make a lot of people think twice of turning their Dumbo sideways.
100%. I mean, I do think in the mirror match that could make the difference right there. Put it instead of trading your Dumbo, putting the damage on the elephant and then dispersing it, to your opponent's creatures or your
Right.
opponent's glimmers. So the next turn is just if you get one to stick around. Most of the time, I don't swing into one unless I can clear it.
Right. Yeah. I very much agree with that sentiment. And then I like being able to put the feather on the elephant, and then like using the cards that just force your opponent's character sideways, like the Ursula and the Elsa. Like it's just a very heads up thing to do. Like, okay, I know
Yeah,
my I
and
know like I know my opponent's not gonna turn these cards sideways, so I'm gonna make him turn them sideways.
yeah, and not only that, in a meta where if you were to agree with people and say there's not a lot of removal, them playing something, getting no value out of it because you exerted it and cleared it, is removal in the meta that we're in.
Right.
So
Yeah. I mean,
I
like
mean, it's very valuable.
I do 100% agree that we are in a meta where character removal is a form of removal.
Yeah,
So
character based removal is what you're going to want to be doing, right? I mean, even in the old meta, I think it got overshadowed. 9 times out of 10, no one would play an Elsa, exert my character, and then it would live.
right,
It was normally a 2-for-1, and so now it seems so strong and it seems so valuable. And I already love this list that you're showing me,
right,
so we'll move on to this one.
yeah. So this is the first place list from Southside Gaming 15 case release tournament over this past weekend. You are
Yes,
the
I've looked at this one multiple times,
right.
and I just, I guess my first hot take is Treasure Guardian that good?
So if we're looking at Treasure Guardian, we also have to take into consideration how many
Illusions we're playing.
illusions we're playing. Correct. So
Yeah,
it looks like we have
7,
at
8,
least 10.
9, 10.
Yeah, we have 10. We
Okay.
have
I mean, I could see it, and it's Lures for 2. It's a 3/3 body for 4, and
right,
it's inkable. I did get the point on this. I saw it on a Reddit post, and someone said no, Dolores is just better. But in a meta where people aren't turning sideways,
right,
it makes sense that people are playing around Dolores without even realizing it.
right.
So I could definitely see where you have more control with Treasure Guardian.
Yeah.
Um, but I still think I mean, I know this affects the board state immediately, but I'm wondering if cards like Yzma are well suited in this spot, um, so on and so forth.
So I think okay. So I do not disagree with you that Yzma probably has a place in the list somewhere. But it makes sense as we're already playing 10 of the vanish characters or illusions. So, I mean, it does make sense to me to just go ahead and play another genie. You know,
Hmm.
like that's kind of the way that I look at it. It's a 3/3 body. I like 3/3s because they're in this current meta, they're a little bit harder to deal with.
Hmm.
Given that, I'm not gonna strength this thing. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? I'm not gonna strength the treasure guardian, and a fire the cannons doesn't do the job. So I mean, like
yeah,
it puts your opponent in this really awkward spot of looking at a 3/3 and that quest for two, and like you almost have,
smash.
yeah, and you almost
I'm
have,
just
yeah.
kidding.
I mean, like it's a very possible thing,
Hmm.
that you do smash it. I mean, a quest for two, right? So I mean, like it's I see why people are playing because I think Dolores is already a 2/3, and as you mentioned,
Uh,
like
Dolores is a 3/3.
is she?
Yeah,
So I mean, like
pretty much same stats, just different trigger effect.
sure. So I mean, like this thing probably triggers more than Dolores does.
I
Just
almost yeah, and when I read that point, I would almost agree with that.
so
One thing I do like about this list that I see is it's a first place list that was still playing Diablo. And I know
sure.
there's some good players out there that are saying you just can't play Diablo anymore. Your one drops have to be able to fight. And I definitely get that's why they're playing Madam Mim Skater. But I like to see that there's still at least a one drop cantrip in this list, because
Sure.
one thing I think we'll see today, if my take is correct, is we're not seeing a lot of two drop Cusco anymore.
Yeah, I don't believe so. I haven't seen a 2-drop Cusco in a list, and
Yeah, it's been, especially in purple steel, is kind of, purple I never see it in there, but purple steel is kind of, is people are rotating to that just to have more card draw, and I think it's kind of made its way out. Dumbo draws you enough cards to where I don't think you need the Cusco anymore.
right. The one thing, okay, so speaking of Dumbo in Amethyst Steel, the one thing I like about Dumbo more in the Amethyst Steel list is you have the characters like the 3-drop genie. That's
Hmm.
a 3/4. It gains evasive on your turn.
Yeah, you have
So
Happy, you have Helga Sinclair. There's Mr. Smee 2-drop. That's a 3/2. It's inkable.
right,
There's a bunch of good ones like that.
right, yeah. So yeah, now that people are moving more towards like fire the cannons and stuff like that, because I do believe that whenever you're playing a steel list now, I think that fire the cannons is almost an auto 4 of.
Mm.
Um,
See, the one I'm running two now, and I'm really liking it. Especially if I can find the uninkable slots, I would
right,
feel that four is good.
right. I mean, like, so one of the big things is like whenever you're in the what do you call that? Whenever you're like in the mirror match or whatever, you're just like it's just one ink, and you get rid of a cobra or get rid of anything else with um vanish or whatever. I mean, like, it doesn't replace
Hmm.
itself, but I mean, like, Dumbo. If you have a Dumbo established, then like you can draw more cards with Dumbo. The
Hmm.
I do, yeah. I'm just really high on fire the cannons right now. It helps you in the Amber Steel aggro match, getting rid of shift lines or the the lady 3-drop. It's it's a very good card right now, I feel like.
Well, and I think like you said, in the mirror match, it's very good. Like looking here, I mean, it clears Hook, it clears Diablo, takes care of Palace Guard, it gets Raja, it snags the Jafar. Things not on the list, it grabs that Mr. Smee. It grabs Happy. There's a lot of things that Fire the Cannons do right now, so I fully agree with that point. I am surprised to see this list not running any Fire the Cannons, but instead deciding to go with two of the Steel Jasmines. I know that's been a thing in Blue Steel Toolbox, but maybe I know that doesn't that one get evasive during your turn? Yeah.
I believe so, yes.
So, being able to either clear something big, take out trade a shark, or just tap it down and draw a card, and it seems great.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I completely agree. I mean, like, this is a very, it's a pretty toolboxy deck, and I like the looks of it.
One thing I will point out about this deck is I know Purple Steel has like one of the widest varieties of one drops to play.
Right.
You have Hook, Palace Guard, Royal Guard, Diablo, Happy. There's Mulan. Like there's all these different things you can play. But I do like the fact that you have three Palace Guard and one Bell here. Because one thing that was pointed out to me that's very important is Palace Guard holds all the damage that Bell can move.
Right.
So that is a nice combo that they have in here that I think works out pretty well.
Oh yeah,
So that was
100%.
actually our teammate. Shout out to the doctor that pointed that out to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So you can go like on curve, your palace, like, even with the Madam M Skater, like, your palace guard's a 2/4 when challenging
It's
it.
great
It's
for
it's
one.
so good.
And if they're gonna cannons it, yes, like you said, it does take care of a palace guard, but you also got a removal spell on
Yeah.
your one drop, right? I mean,
Right.
you didn't. It's not like you got out of a resource. It's a one for one. It's a one drop for a one drop. So.
Right. It is like one of those things in this current format is like removal is scarce.
Hmm.
So I mean, like, any removal that's like getting rid of a palace guard, you know that they can't Elsa your genie, swing into it, and then pop it with the fire of the cannons or whatever.
Exactly,
So I mean,
exactly.
like,
And
just
especially purple steel is one of those things where like right now it's auto include for Calhoun, for Doc, for Genie, right?
right.
There's 12 uninkables. So if you see
Yeah.
your opponent fire the cannon to Palace Guard and they're not taking a hit somewhere else, then there's a chance that it's not going to be super consistent. Their hand's going to break up, or you're just not going to see them draw another Fire the Cannons for the rest of the game.
Right.
So I think it's one of those cards that it's a one drop that just makes them think. Let's see, we got Cruz in the chat saying Tug of War is a pseudo B prep to this list. Kills 50% of the characters. Surprised people aren't testing it.
Um,
Yeah, I think that's the 3 damage to evasive or 1 damage to non-evasives, right?
right. So I mean, like, it gets rid of Dumbo.
Yes, it does. Okay, that's a solid point there. Also, looking at this list, I believe it gets rid of everything except for Genie, Belle, Elsa, and Jasmine. So yeah, I mean a good, over 50%.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm so torn on like the 3 damage cards. Like, I like. Okay,
So
so
my
what?
thing, right? Actually, if you look at Tug of War here,
Yeah.
if we break it down, everything that it hits for 3,
Uh-huh.
all the evasives in this list, I guess it kills Dumbo, which is the most important one, but it doesn't take out anything else.
Right.
Um, Something like that. I know you brought up a solid point earlier in the week was Mob Song potentially.
Yeah, I was messing around with the Ruby Steel songs list, and I wanted to include a one of Mob Song because Powerline's a singer 9. So it's like
Hmm.
literally Powerline plus one of your like Powerline your hook can deal 3 damage to chosen characters, so you can pop 3 illusions with it.
Yeah, and then you're getting. I mean, let's say that their board is full. You get 3 of them, and you hit a B King off of the power line trigger. I mean, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, like, it could potentially be like pretty strong, but I don't know. I don't think Ruby Steel is quite there yet. I think it is a very, very close.
It's one of those things when it does its thing, it feels great, but it's very
Right.
fragile.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it is that, and there's a lot of lists. There's a lot of lists that I have tested. There's a lot of cards that I've played around with, and like it's almost like every deck that isn't the top 3. It's almost like any deck outside of the top 3 is like just one card off. Like, it just needs something, just
Yeah,
just a
I felt that.
little, just a little bit more spice, a little bit more. Put a little pinch of paprika in there, if you will. You
Hmm.
know,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't think I don't know, man. The meta is so weird.
Well,
I do think that people need to be a little bit more innovated on this current meta. Like, I just don't want to see I just don't want to see like the same 3 decks just like continuing to be the only played decks. We need
hmm
we need more innovation, guys. Needs more Steel Song. Cruz Clark needs more Steel Song. I mean,
Ruby
like,
Steel Song. He didn't say Amber, so it'll work.
true. Ruby Steel Song, you got it here. Um, is or White 81. If we pay 5 for Finders Keepers, Tug of War is a bad option. Is not a bad option. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, like, anything that we can do to like just clean up the board a little bit is. I mean, it can go a long way. I think that, okay. So here's my take. Okay, I think that if we're playing Blue Steel, I think a one copy of Tug of War is probably not bad because, like,
Yeah, I can
our
agree with that.
our turn 5 is Amethyst Steel's turn 3. So it's like, what are they doing on turn 3, right? Probably playing Raja, Genie, or Cobra, or Jafar, I guess. So I mean, like, if if they play any of those, then we can play the tug. I mean, like, it's not bad. Um, but yeah, so this is the Amethyst Steel. So you're the Amethyst Steel pro here in town. You've won 2 set champs with them as Amethyst Steel last set. How do you feel about Amethyst Steel this set? I know you've play tested it.
Yeah, I think it's in a great spot.
Yeah.
I don't think it's in any way. well, I don't want to make any crazy hot takes. I don't think it's. I still think it's a fair deck.
Yes.
I still think it has little pinholes in its game plan. I still think that it plays a high amount of unequalables, anywhere from 12 to 14. So you could brick, but I think as far as a developed game plan, maybe not developed line, but a developed game plan, this is one of those decks that you just look at the cards in your hand and the line's kind of already there. It's not too hard to figure out to play it at a high level. It can be somewhat complicated, but I think I'm very happy that it's in a good spot. So
Right. Yeah.
that blurple I think is can be a little bit more complicated, but I definitely like where Amethyst Steel is right now.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that Amethyst Steel is probably just a fair deck to play. I mean, like, you're doing is you're punishing. So like playing like cards like the Palace Guard, you're punishing people for not playing like. I guess it's kind of a punish not to play cards like Improvise, right?
Hmm.
Like or anything along those lines. Like,
Yeah, you force your opponent to fill not necessarily fill their deck up with useless cards, but I mean you force your opponent to come off of their game plan. I feel like
right,
purple steel right now in the meta does the best job at putting the opposing player in a weird spot where they have to make decisions that aren't the best for them. Like they're not the most efficient play lines, and that's what it capitalizes on.
right.
So, I mean, I think this list specifically with the what is it, three characters that go evasive on your turn, and then it has some evasives. You have the Treasure Guardian as three more draw. You have your four docks. Um, I mean, this list has the gas to keep it on.
Right.
That when most of the decks right now run out of removal in the meta.
Yeah, I very much agree with that. I mean, like the draw engines in this deck are very strong. They have ways of manipulating damage and just getting good challenges in. So I mean, like, yeah, I think that you're pretty right. Um, so moving on, we have this weekend. We have some events coming up. We have the CCS 25K this weekend.
What do you think about this? Do you think we're gonna see a lot of the same three, or
Oh man,
I mean, I know your pick is innovators, deck innovators. Show us something cool.
right. That's kind of where I'm at, and I have friends in the online space that I talk to about different deck
Wait,
ideas.
chat, time out. He has friends. I'm just kidding. Carry on, bro.
Yeah. So like I know of specific people that are they are specifically innovating decks to try and beat the big three, which is like the big three being Amber Steel, Amethyst Steel, and
And
Blurple.
Blurple.
So it's
Hmm.
like they're trying to figure out a way where you can beat all three of those, kind of like a counter pick or whatever. So it's gonna be. I'm expecting to see at least like two or three rogue picks from people. It's probably gonna be like 5% of the meta is probably gonna be just like rogue picks that are hopefully good into everything, or good into two out of the three and goes 50-50
Hmm.
with the third one. But
Yeah,
I
because at some point we're gonna see one of those decks that you just described break through. I mean, I can't remember how many times in the last meta people were playing something that was kind of rogue, and they made it all the way through, and sometimes even won the tournament just
yeah,
because they were able to dodge a certain matchup for the whole day.
right. I mean, like it's also one of those things that like if you innovate something and it's not the deck that people are talking about, nor has it done anything. Like people aren't really gonna know what the lines are. They're not really gonna know what to play around. It's gonna be, and then by the time they figure it out, the game's gonna be over, right?
Hmm.
So it's like I don't know. One of the decks that I've been looking at is like Amber Sapphire, like an Amber Sapphire like princess list, right? Because it has the capabilities of like going really fast.
Hmm.
and then it plays cards like and then it plays like Ludwig von Drake, where you can just like rip somebody's under the sea out when they need it or something like that, you
Yeah,
know?
something that goes fast still has some weird, good interactions
Right,
that affect the board differently. Yeah.
right. So I mean, like, there's, man, there's,
Yeah, I mean, I even know, if you're getting to 12 or 13 lore early game, and I know you had mentioned something like Class Slipper, or you have some weird interactions with the Queen and you're pulling stuff back from your discard. I think potentially, yeah, it could have some legs.
yeah, like Keywisk says, like, if you can go fast and then just like ward up your characters for a turn or two, you're probably
Hmm.
just gonna end up winning the game, right? So like, if you
Hmm.
go like, let's say you go like turn one Aurora, turn two Shift Aurora or Tiana, and then turn three Shift or something in that
Yeah.
variation, and then you just start dropping bangers, right? And then your opponent's like going to a turn where they may be able to like bounce their Tiana or something, and you play like Bell at the ball and just give your entire board state ward for a turn. Like, just stuff like that can just really throw a wrench in the game plan of like people that are like force exerting your characters and challenging, right?
Yeah, yeah, not to mention because, the people that are, yeah, yeah, because that, I mean, it ties back into our main point of you might see something rogue slip through, and when everybody builds their deck to beat the two big decks in the meta, like you said, exerting their characters and clearing them, and now you can't target them, I could see it walking through a tournament, no problem.
Right. So I mean, like, let's take Blurple for example. Like, Blurple's main strategy on everything is like force targeting your characters to turn them sideways.
Yeah, it has no board state removal effect that hits the whole board.
Right. Even like the bell, right? The bell removes damage and places it on another chosen character.
Hmm.
So I mean, like, just like stuff like that, just like Ward can really mess Blurple up. So I mean, like, I really do think that this weekend we'll see a lot of warded characters or warded style decks.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen it yet. I'm wondering if people were just scared to play it, or if it was because, I don't know if it was necessarily an allocation thing there,
Right.
but I think that most of the cards have been around, and the good cards that are coming to it, they weren't going to be too hard to get. But I do wonder if it's more they were scared, or not necessarily scared, but they just didn't have the testing with it. It
Exactly.
wasn't it wasn't a good day one pick because they were, unsure how hard it bricked, whatever the case might be.
Really, it takes extensive hours of testing to refine decks, and like one of the things is like you don't want to go to a big tournament with a hefty entry fee and just take something that just might get raffled.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, so the Keywisk, Emerald 4 Ink Prince Philip that gives word to all heroes. That's definitely a card that I've been testing, because Emerald has a lot of cool heroes in it. Moving on, not this weekend, but next weekend, we have the Pro Place or the PPG Denver event. Um, and I believe that we are going to be there.
Oh yeah, there's no believe about it, brother. We're gonna be
Right. So yes, on Friday there is a 5K going on. There are tickets still available for this, I do believe. And yeah, if you guys are there, uh, definitely find us. We'll be there. We'll be wearing the Sunflower Illumineer jerseys. The names are on the back. Make sure you guys come up and say hi. I'll have stickers, and I'll make sure that Amadeus has stickers too.
there. I'll have stickers.
Yeah, and then Saturday we have the big one. This is the whole kit and caboodle right here, guys. This is the 15K
Mm,
tournament. So um and
my
this
mouth is watering.
right, and this is also taking first place in the PPG 15K event will also qualify you for nationals. So you could potentially qualify for nationals this weekend. I do believe this is the first CCQ of North America.
First qualifier.
Right. And yeah, so that's next weekend. We are doing some extensive testing for this event. Something happened yesterday that I want to talk to you about now that we've covered those. Before we move on to DLC Milwaukee, let's talk about the tickets that went up for sale yesterday and your experience on that.
Ugh,
Because
right in the
I,
heart.
I know you're a little bummed about it.
Hmm.
So walk us through what happened.
So tickets go on sale 11 a.m. Central, and I am luckily from what I've read. I mean, this isn't fact check, so I don't know for sure. But from what I read, Eventbrite only put the remaining 428 tickets for the main event through the mobile app. I don't know if that's because the first time, PCs have better connection. They assumed most people got it through their computer, so they were trying to spread it, make it even, whatever the case might be. Luckily for me, I had made an app. I was on the mobile app. I did not have that information beforehand. Um, I stepped out. I was at work. Unfortunately I was in the middle of nowhere. Didn't have the greatest service. Right at 11 o'clock, I clicked on the event. Click get tickets highlighted itself. I clicked on it. I added a competitor badge. I checked out. I had my card preloaded and everything, and by the time it had cleared out, it kicked me back out, and the badges were gone. I slid down on my phone because I have it hour, minute, and seconds, and it had been about 14 seconds past 11 o'clock. They were all sold out. So I grabbed an attendee badge, and hopefully, maybe somebody drops or however it works out, we might be able to compete. But
Sure.
that was my experience, and it was very unfortunate because it did not feel like 14 seconds. It felt like 4 seconds.
Right. Yeah, and yeah, in my experience, those tickets sell out very fast too.
Yeah, you got yours in the first round, right?
I did, yes. I got
Yeah.
I was part of the problem as to getting a early badge or whatever.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, it sucks. Hopefully moving forward there's a better system for this because like these tickets selling out within like we know it's a popular game. It's this
Hmm.
game is not going anywhere. And hopefully moving forward they up the number of attendees that are not or competitor badges um and just make it more accessible, it's just like
Hmm.
people want to play the game like you
Yeah,
I like 4,000 ticket or 4,000 competitor badges like
we need more.
come on
Yeah,
let's
I
do it
fully agree.
like let's do it, dude. I think that Europe is actually I think they're going to be the guinea pigs for the 4,067 players competitively or whatever. Like,
And hopefully soon we get to I mean, I know the DLCs, they're exclusive,
right.
they're great events, there's a lot that goes on there, but hopefully we get to a point where it can be open signups kind of earlier, and they can build the event around how many people sign up versus building an event around a certain amount of people and capping it. So, but we'll see moving forward, I
Right.
mean, hopefully in 4096 EU.
Yeah, yeah,
That's a decent cap.
yeah, thank you for that. EU did up their player cap to 4,096 players. That's huge. That's a good
Okay.
event.
So there's no dates on these. Is Milwaukee before Bologna?
Um I'm not sure. But we do
Just
have
wondering because if the Europe one goes well, maybe they'll up the NA cap.
I'm sure that they will eventually. So speaking of Milwaukee, here is our so we got Rebecca Quest and Lorcana Villain himself being the hosts for the event. So they will be there. Then our talented casters, we got Liam from the Illumineers, Katie from the Lore Keepers Inn, B Squared, and JDZ himself. Those are our commentators for the Milwaukee event. All of these people are extremely cool
And talented. Yeah,
and
it's going to be a
talented.
great event.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Like Baker's one of the people that I've wanted to meet since I first heard him sing Be Prepared.
Hmm.
I am kind of bummed that he will not be singing Be Prepared in Milwaukee, but I mean, we get to meet the
Oh,
villain. But
he's gonna give us one or two. I
yeah.
know it.
Maybe he'll sing like a pseudo Be Prepared. Maybe he'll give us an Under the Sea. You know,
Okay.
maybe that's gonna
Okay.
that's gonna be his new thing. You know, but
Deep voice Sebastian singing Under the Sea. I could see it.
dude,
I could see it.
I like it. So yeah, heads held high. Like we gotta everybody. This is what we gotta do. We're gonna rig this. All right. Everybody's playing 16 songs in their deck, and we're gonna make Baker sing them all. That like anytime that we play a song, we have to look into the camera and not make another game action until we hear it.
Till someone
Somebody's
goes, yep, okay, he's singing it. You guys can proceed.
yeah, absolutely. Somebody and let's clip this and post it on Twitter. Tag him in it. Let's make it happen. Like this
Like
is
everyone went to time and round, and they're all just staring at the camera. I don't know what happened.
yeah, and then like yeah, but it's gonna be a really good event. I'm really excited for it. I'm excited for this weekend. I want to see how the meta shapes up. I'm excited for next weekend. We're gonna be there. We're gonna be with the homies. If you see us, guys, come say hi.
We'll have stickers.
Yeah, we'll have stickers, guys. Everybody loves a good sticker. The
Loves a good sticker.
yeah. So moving forward, is there anything that you're gonna be playing around with? Is there anything that you're gonna be playtesting? What's gonna be the deal here? What's the deal here?
Yeah, stuff that we haven't talked about. Purple green. Obviously, I think it's always had a spot to have a tempo deck that's at least viable.
Right.
Ruby Steel Song we'll be working on as a team. Trying to see if that's, like you said, some of these things they may get shelved to Whisper in the Well, but I think to keep it at one answer, besides Purple Steel and some other secrets that people might get to see at Denver, Purple Green. That's what I want to test around with.
Yeah. Purple green's a pretty good pick. Yeah, I think I'm gonna continue testing on Ruby Steel. I think that there is definitely something there.
Mm-hmm.
I just got to figure it out.
Yeah, it's the character package. Finding the right character package, because the songs are obviously correct, but I think finding the right character package is what we need to do.
Right. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. There was something else I was gonna say. I forgot. I completely forgot what it was. Oh,
I do know before I forget, since we're going to Denver next week, there won't be a Chronicles, so at least that. But you won't have to be watching it on Twitch if you come get a sticker from us in Denver.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, the last thing I want to do with you is a prediction.
Okay.
What is going to win CCS this weekend?
Man. I'm gonna go with Amethyst. I think Amethyst Steel is gonna win this weekend.
Amethyst Steel is gonna run it back. Now they won last weekend.
Yeah, I think so. Just because it's the most competitive version of the toolbox that you can play right now.
Sure.
So I think it's got a little bit for everything.
Sure.
So yeah, that's gonna be my pick. I'm gonna lock in Amethyst Steel. What is Amethyst Steel?
Yeah, I am actually probably inclined to agree with you on this.
Okay.
I just think that it has the most draw potential. They have the bigger bodies. I don't know, man. It's a very good deck. And it's I believe it's the only list that can bounce Doc and replay Doc still.
Yes.
So with with the Madam.
Yeah, bouncing Doc and bouncing even bouncing Bell and bouncing Genie if it gets to that point. Just bouncing the best targets. I mean, I like the idea of bouncing a Hades and replaying it, but it takes a long time to do.
Right. Keywisk says, I think Emerald something will make an appearance. I don't disagree with that. I think that Emerald plus something is extremely strong. And
yes.
And I mean, like, I've been playtesting Emerald Steel a lot. Like, I think that Emerald Steel is in a very good spot as well. So, we will definitely see. That is where we're gonna chop it at. We're gonna definitely see. Oh my.
Oh my, he chopped it. That's for sure. Chopped
Yeah.
me.
Chop.
Oh,
But yeah, I think that
Jolly Rancher.
oh no. I think that Emerald or Amethyst Steel has probably got it this weekend.
yeah.
But guys, we are going to end this here. I'm gonna find us a home. Amadeus, is there any shout outs you want to do?
Sure. Yeah. We'll shout out the team. We'll shout out the Sunflower Illumineers going to Denver this weekend. It's like I said, or next weekend. It's gonna be a fun time. We're gonna get to learn a lot about the meta. See kind of what these guys are gonna play going into DLC Milwaukee, since we're in Milwaukee meta, I believe. Yeah, because that's
Yes.
before the next set. So we're in Milwaukee meta. Kind of see what it shapes up to be, and yeah. Other than that, no, I don't have anything else.
Makes sense. Guys, make sure that you are. So, we will not be doing the podcast next weekend. So, make sure you are following us on all forms of social media: Facebook, Twitter, Bluesky, Instagram, TikTok. We have all of those things locked and ready to go so you can follow us on our journey next week. And we will catch you guys later. See ya.
Peace.